What's up, action takers, the community of doers? I hope you're doing fine. Episode 19, week 19, 52 weeks, here we come. Now, it takes an approximate of 1,000 days for the brain of a newborn to fully or to develop 80% to maturity. It takes an approximate of 1,000 days for the brain of a newborn to mature 80%. Of course, it continues to mature as the baby grows. By the time you're reaching adolescent and the teenagehood, the brain keeps on maturing. By the time he's above 20, the brain keeps on growing. Fully maturity, we can look at it at the age of 25, but the brain continues to grow new neural pathways even in adulthood. Now, where am I going on with this? There is a special perspective when it comes to 1,000 days. And that's why I started with that very critical example relating to 1,000 days. So 1,000 days can be approximated to 3 years. And this is what I want to focus on for a couple of minutes. That this is what I think. That you should take it upon yourself. That you should have a cycle of improvement, or you should have a reinvention of yourself to a higher personal state in every 1,000 days. So, how do we make that happen? That you can decide right now, you're going to take on a challenge, probably a skill, probably an advancement in your career, a strategic relationship that you want to create, a personal relationship that you want to create, family, professional, academics, personal development. You can take anything from the lines of those areas in life and decide to focus on it for 1,000 days, and that's approximately 3 years. Research has proven that you can have completely improvement which is going to produce a different person if you can put intense focus for that specific period of time. Now, before I continue expounding on why I think it's important for us to be initiating these 1,000 days cycles in our life, let me invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And that is a way of supporting this movement to continue growing this community of like-minded individuals who are willing to take on this journey of rethinking the conventional mentality that we pursue life with on a day-to-day basis. So please hit that subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend. Please like, share if you feel this impactful. Now, back to this theory. So this is what I want us to do. That let's decide that in every 1,000 days, we are going to be recreating a part of our lives. And why I think it's important is because it is possible to do that. So when you get to a new job, make a deliberate decision that after 1,000 days, I have to either go to a higher position, exchange roles, make more money, even join a different company if that insinuates so. But you should be able to put down strategies on how you're going to improve specifically on your skills, on your relationships, on the job that you're in, on what you're doing in that field. That within 1,000 days you have to become a completely different person than you were 1,000 days ago. And you have to make sure that every day you're reminding yourself that after 1,000 days, I want to change in 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. And every day you're doing something about it. So that after that 1,000 days, you're going to either be going into a higher professional position, or you're going to be renegotiating your salary because you've become better and they can actually see your value. Or even you're going to be changing companies because you have done everything that you could have done with your knowledge to be able to give you are all in this position that you're in. So I mean that in every 1,000 days, I think it's profound for us to be reinventing ourselves, because it has been shown that it is possible. If the brain of a kid takes 1,000 days to be able to fully develop 80% after birth, so it means that your brain can be able to learn a new skill and become completely different after that 1,000 days. So that is where I'm pegging my argument from. From this phenomenon that happens after birth, that is what I'm using to explain why it is 100% possible to reinvent yourself after every 1,000 days, and that's 3 years. So starting today, decide which areas of your life do you want to reinvent. Which areas of your life do you want complete different phenomena to be happening in your life through progress, and make a deliberate decision to start working on that on a daily basis. And you have to measure your progress so that as you're nearing the end of 1,000 days, you have to become a completely different person from that field that you have chosen. Now, how do you actualize that? How do you actualize that? How do you actualize that? One of the ways you actualize that is by commitment and consistent effort. The idea that significant progress can be achieved in a set period of time, in this case we are talking about the 1,000 days, stresses the value of commitment and consistency. So you have to be committed, because after 1,000 days you have to become a completely different person. It suggests that by dictating focused effort over roughly 3 years, an individual can experience profound growth in any area, whether it's building a business, learning a new skill, or advancing in your own career. In this context of 1,000 days, represents the deliberate practice of specific goal-oriented tasks, research on expertise, and we can actually marry that to the concept that was developed by Malcolm Gladwell of 10,000 hours that I talked about in an episode that I did here called Mastery. If you have not seen it, please, I invite you to check. The idea of how to achieve mastery in your field, that you have to practice for 10,000 hours with feedback for you to be able to achieve that. The other thing I can look at is building a strong foundation. Building a strong foundation. The fact that the brain of a kid develops 80% during the first 3 years or the first 1,000 days, it means that when you're starting in any endeavor, during the initial stages, you need to have a very strong foundation, because on top of that foundation, that is where you're going to build your life from. So that's very important. The other thing that I can look at is growth through intentional action. Growth only happens if you take action intentionally. So because you have very strict timeline and you have to become a completely different person within a set timeline, it explains that you are going to make sure that you have intentional action to make sure that you actually realize the growth that you set to achieve. During this time, you're going to face challenges. So you need to be resilient. How do you come back in the midst of a setback? You have to have that. So it's not going to be a smooth path, but it's going to be worth your effort. Now, what are some of the take-homes that I think we can obtain from this idea of reinventing ourselves by becoming different people in a specific field after every 1,000 days? 1. Success required strategic long-term plan. Success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It is a day-to-day process that requires discipline and consistent intentional action for you to realize what you want to achieve. The other thing is consistency and intensity. You have to do it with the right consistency and with the utmost intensity. The other thing is resilience and adaptation. You have to be resilient. Even in the point of setback, you need to come back and keep moving. And also you need to adapt. That situations are going to change, but you need to be able to adapt with the changing of the situations that are happening in your life. The other thing is build strong relationships. In your path to reinvent yourself, in your path to go to a higher state of your own self, in your path to advance in your personal course, you will need to leverage on the relationships. We say that your network is your net worth. It's not about what you know sometimes. Sometimes it's about who knows you, not even who you know. Who you know clearly doesn't matter. But who knows you matters a lot. The other one is continuous learning and feedback. We are in the journey of reinventing ourselves. So it means that we need new ways of thinking. And how do we obtain new ways of thinking? Is by obtaining new knowledge. Is by obtaining new information. Why? Because when the mind has been exposed to a new piece of information or a new reality, it will never go back to its original position. When your mind has been exposed to a new reality or a new set of information, it will never go back to its original position. That's why exposure is so much profound. Don't live in a box. Build your worldview. Enhance your worldview. Enhance what you understand about the world. Understand different cultures, different ways of doing things, different strategies, different market trends, different philosophies in different parts of the world. Enhance your worldview. And the last one is early momentum predicts future success. Early momentum predicts future success. How you begin explains how you're going to go on with that pursuit. We say that the aeroplane burns 60% of its fuel during takeoff. So what does it mean? It is the only 40% that is going to sustain it during the journey. So that's how much the initial intensity on how you begin is so much profound. So expect whenever you're beginning something, you have to go an extra mile. When you're starting a business, you have to go an extra mile. Sleepless nights. You have to be able to put in work more than the average person. We say that successful people are people who are capable of enduring stress that could break most average people. So the initial intensity and focus and effort that you put in is so much important, and it matters a lot because that is going to explain how the rest of the journey is going to be like. Now, I invite you moving forward to make a conscious, deliberate decision to reinvent yourself after every 1,000 days. So don't just live your life casually. Make sure that you have, after every 1,000 days, that is 3 years, you become a different person. You shift from your position in your workplace. Go higher, change companies, make more money, make your business be bigger, learn a new skill, enhance your level of academic, whatever it takes. But make sure, don't remain the same person that you were 1,000 days ago. And why am I insisting on mentioning it as 1,000 days? Because when I say 3 years, you might start wasting and thinking I still have 2 years. Remember, the moment you waste your first year, it is not 1,000 days again. So this, I want us to, let's make it to be 1,000 days, so that after every day in the evening, you're going to ask yourself, what do I want to change into after 1,000 days? What have I done today that has put me one step forward towards that which I want to become after these 1,000 days? So, after every 1,000 days, reinvent yourself. See you on the next one. And always remember to show up on your work. I hope 1,000 days from today, you're going to be a different person. Because I will be. See you on the next one.